Namaskar. Welcome to the 313th episode of Gyan Pravah, the brainchild of Sunita ma'am. Now that her year is coming to a close, I'm feeling a little sad. This is my second last podcast. It seems we just started. So, thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. And I would like to introduce ma'am, though she doesn't need any introduction on this platform. But her extraordinary achievement is that she had India's first stem cell baby and the world's first at the age of 45. On 16th April 2018, she is currently the Fogsi president. She will be the ISAR president next year. And she has, I can't even say how many projects she has done this year. Means the final one that she has started now, Sampurna, which will go on for years and will not end with her year, that is holistic management of women's health and prenatal care so that every baby is wanted and every mother is healthy. So that is a major project of hers. She has received her honorary FRCOG. She is the founder president, Society of Ovarian Rejuvenation. She does a lot of work on regenerative medicine. She has two centers in Pune and now also in Mumbai with the name of Alive. She has multiple publications, papers, research, and a whole list of awards. Very honored to have you here, ma'am. Namaskar.
Thank you, Asha. Thank you so much. You are one of the trustworthy, dependable chairperson I have. Anupji, Asha works with tremendous sincerity, mainly when you work in an organization of 46,000 gynecologists. You want all your members to be, the work is given to them, and then I have to forget, I have to keep on moving next. I given her very big project of GSK, which was also nearly 1 CR project, and it was supposed to do the program of vaccination in 100 societies. And I'm so glad I just chose her because she's a food drug committee chairperson, and I thought vaccine comes under her. And I never have worked with Asha before. Believe me, she finished 100 societies, beautiful record keeping, unbeatable and unmatchable. I'm proud of you, Asha. This Anupji is our podcast, which is going every day at 8 p.m. I joined to welcome the faculty just to show the respect that they are giving time to Foxy, and we value your time. So all people say कि it is so difficult for you to join 8 p.m. every day. But I make it a point because we have taken a project for this chairperson. There are 30 chairpersons. So we have a 30 days, 30 chairperson have been allotted. So if today is what date, Asha? 7th.
Seven.
So every month on 7th, Asha will be there. It is like that. And they come out. But more than them, because they are our future leaders of Foxy. Entry in a Foxy starts with the chairperson and ends with presidency. So I thought, let me give them a platform to perform, show their leadership quality. But believe me, more than them, I got benefited. I got introduced to 300 plus faculty. It's enormous. They are from global platform. Not necessarily they were a gynecologist or obstetrician. They were from spiritual, philosophical, political. You ask for the background, and we had them from Nitin Gadkari ji se leke the film actress Revati se leke everyone. It was beautiful 8 p.m. every day. And I'm so glad, Asha. I always used to think I want to talk with the director of Viproji, and you got me. So I will definitely be in touch with you, sir. But first of all, thank you so much for being on a Foxy platform. Our protocol is I join the viewers link, and you and Asha will continue the dialogue, and I'll listen to both of you. Asha, thank you so much for being here, and I'm joining the viewers link, and I'll be listening to you. Please do share Anupji's mail ID to me. Thank you.
So much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
Thank
very
you so
much, ma'am.
much, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
those kind words. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Just to correct, the last GSK session will be on 18th. So, welcome, Anupji.
Thank you,
For
ma'am.
my audience, Dr. Mr. R. Anup Kumar is based in Bangalore, Karnataka. He is the business leader, head of Wipro GE Healthcare Private Limited, South Asia. And his core strengths are business strategy, product loss management, sales and market expansion, leadership and team development, strategic partnerships and policy advocacy, healthcare technology and innovation. And I assure you, Anupji, we will be taking you through questions on all these topics. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. And thank you so much for being here and giving us time. I would like to, warm up asking you a little about your background. You are from the technical field, I know. So, how did you land up with ultrasound?
It's a story which I always think as well, and that's a question which keeps getting asked in the various forums. One correction: I am the director, head of ultrasound business for Wipro G. Yes, and I started in the healthcare about 30 years back, 30 years plus, and it was my dream. While you mentioned doctor, it was always my dream to be a doctor. But I was not too good in biology, hence shifted to computer science and blah blah went on. So first opportunity to move to healthcare, I did it. And in GE, I've been doing multiple roles, leading various imaging equipments. I was, dealing with cath lab systems for some time, nuclear medicine, molecular imaging, CT. I was head of MICT for a couple of years. I did a stint in services for 5 years, service commercials for 5 years. And the ultrasound was the only business which intrigued me and something which I have not worked in Wipro G. And hence, when this offer came, because I've been seeing ultrasound world from an imaging world, from we call imaging world as the CT MR, the world, and that was a world which I've never been in. And that was the world I said, I opted to lead. And yes, now it's going to be 4 years since I opted to lead the ultrasound business. And yes, that's how I landed in leading the ultrasound business for Wipro G.
So, what hooked you about ultrasound?
I think it's every day is a wonderful day. In the sales world we used to say that if you're not looking forward to Monday, I think it's time for you to change job. And I think ultrasound is something which keeps. I'm already thinking what to do tomorrow. I'm looking forward to tomorrow because tomorrow is Monday, and that's what ultrasound does to you. It keeps you supercharged, super energized. I think it's a very dynamic world out there. I think, when you say you have a large team of clinicians who make sure that, we don't sleep, we are on our tip, always on our toes and, always trying to see what more can do. So I think that keeps us very motivated, the entire ultrasound lot.
Means, see, I use your machine,
Mhm.
but even when I wasn't using it, I was using something else. When
Okay.
I started doing my scans myself, to do the scan, to diagnose, then to operate and see it exactly as you saw it. It is such an enriching experience. It sort of puts a hook into you. So
Yes.
that is for me as a clinician, but for you as a computer person, what was your hook?
When the clinicians tell me exactly what you're telling me, right? That's my adrenaline. So I worked in services, so I always try to see what more. So and today I think I'm more a sales marketing strategy person, less a computer person, and less a technical person. But yes, my background is biomedical engineering, so I started my career as a service engineer, and today, of course, I lead the business. But I think when we are able to get our vision and when the vision comes out in feedbacks like what you say, I think that's the fruit of whatever we are trying to achieve, and that makes the difference for us.
You've been in ultrasound only 4 years.
Yes.
Ultrasound started in the 70s, right?
Yes.
So, what major shift have you seen in these 4 years? Because Doppler was already there, power Doppler was already there. What is new in these new 4 years?
I think every month, I think there is some change which is happening, and I think we our business. So G is divided. So we call ourselves a quarter company. We are evaluated every quarter, and now we are moving to every month. And I think traditionally, I think if you see from large cart-based huge systems, we have become sleeker and faster. The systems have become smaller, faster. In the last 4 years, we've been always having this handheld device for some time, right? And there's been challenges in getting this because of the current situation that we have in the country. But when we introduced the wireless handheld, the V-Scan Air, we thought that why not reintroduce and give the opportunity for this to be positioned once again, and highlight the capabilities of the system rather than the disadvantage it has. So every year we try to bring something different. What we have seen today is the software, or what I have seen in the last 4 years, the significant investment in AI, which is making a change, significant improvements in the workflow, significant improvements in the way the interpretations are done, significant improvements in the way the final report is generated. So I think, and acceptance of all this. Now, if I had told 4 years back that AI is coming up, people would always worry. People are worried that will this take away my job? Will I have a challenge? Today, I think that has changed. People have started realizing that AI is a supporting
We will
arm.
come to AI. We will come to AI.
No, no, I'm
Wait.
just saying that. So I think
Yeah.
that's the change which today has come in acceptance of newer technologies, not just AI, acceptance of newer technologies, acceptance in buying systems which they believe is going to make a difference to them and to the patients. And that's the change that we have seen over years today, man.
Okay. Is there a change in clinician expectation?
Obviously, clinicians want the systems to be faster. Clinicians want the systems to be obviously cheaper. Clinicians want the systems to be not down even for, because I think the volume today, I think ultrasound has touched. There is not a single person in the country who would not have done maybe one, two, three, four ultrasound scans. So you can just multiply it by the number of scans which are done in a day. And a system cannot be, a clinician cannot afford a system to be down even for, forget a day. Now he doesn't want it to be in hours, right? In an hours, because if it's down for an hour, you have four patients sitting on you. It's like, Indigo canceling a
One
flight today
patient is there lying down
on the
and your
bed.
probe isn't working, and
Yes.
you are like,
I say, I know. So that's the pressure. So I come from, like I said, 5 years in services as well. So I understand that there is a lot of harmony that has to be between the sales and the service to ensure that this is delivered. So clinicians' demands are always getting better or more aggressive, as you say, but that keeps us going, right? That's the plus point for us. If you're not pushy, then we are happy to be doing nothing, right?
okay. Okay, so I think we can pat our backs. But how is your approach different from the other competitors? What's different in GE that not there? Sorry,
No problem, ma'am.
that's
That's your
not there
travel.
in your, yeah, in your competitors. What's different?
So there are
Your
many things.
approach to ultrasound, not
Yes.
your approach to marketing. Your approach to ultrasound, how is it different?
Yeah. So today, we believe in specialization. So if you say the way we have structured the organization to deliver ultrasound organization to deliver the products, right? So we believe in specialization. So we have categorized the ultrasound into four areas, the four broad areas. So we have the obstetricians, gynec, fetal medicine, and through the Volison segment that we deliver, that is the women's health, WHS that we call. The general radiology, supported through the Logic series of systems that we have. Then we have the cardiovascular as a care area that we supply through the Vivid series of products. And then we have the Venue series of products for the point of care. So these are the large four broad specializations, or what we call as care areas. So all of our product development in G is towards what this care area needs. I'm not trying to fit my product to your needs. I'm trying to fit what the carrier needs into my product. And these are the four broad categories. And then obviously, we there was a need to have a product line which was affordable, which would,
There is a signature series which you didn't mention.
Signature comes under the WHS, ma'am. That is the WHS Women's Health System. So these are product lines. Each of the four care areas have got different product lines. So we have 36 products, within our various portfolios. So WHS has got a series of 7, 8 systems. So is GI. So is Vivid series and the POC series. So we also have the primary care series, which caters to. So primary care is very
We'll come to that. We'll come
Will
to
come.
that.
So
We'll
that's the
come to
fifth.
that.
That's the fifth category that we have. So that's the specialization that we bring. So we have four categories, and the fifth category of the primary care, catering to every care area. So the primary care goes into, depending on the configuration that you put, it can go into the WHS or the CBUS or the GI or the POC systems. So that's the differentiation that we bring to from the others.
I'm having a technical person at the other end for the first time in ultrasound. So I had Dr. Ashok Khurana sir, I had Dr. Mala Sibbal. Now I have you. I want to ask you, the part that you design, the probe ergonomics, the display quality, the portability, does that change image quality? Means if it's a instrument that is portable and a instrument that is big, will the image quality be different?
Image quality is a combination of multiple things, right? Portability definitely is not going to impact your image quality, but two other things can, impact your image quality. Your probe is like your whatever you're going to pick up. Your data is going to come from the probe. So if your probe is not good, or the probe is something which going to
Ergonomics?
is not going to ergonomics is not going to change your image quality. Your
Okay.
probe ergonomics is good because with the probe ergonomics you're going to, yes, if you're meaning probe ergonomics, yes, because you're going to hold the probe in the right way, you're going to position it in the right way, you're going to acquire the data in a particular way. So if you acquire the right data, and then it's going to get processed the right way. And why is display important? Because if your display is not good and if you do not have the right gray white differentiation, the probability of missing out on the anomalies is going to go up as well. So you have to have a combination of great probe, great processing software, and a great display, which is going to make a big difference. Portability, yes, because if it is portable or if it is sleek, you're able to move it to the closer to the patient. Today you have, suppose you want to do a vascular examination, you will have to probably pull the probe, and today those design changes will help you. If I have give you a wireless probe, probably you will find ease of doing certain applications. So hence these are combinations which can make a big difference, definitely.
So is a small machine equal to a big machine? I'm a layperson. So
Now, how do you categorize small and big? What is small? You
a
mean
laptop is
hand?
small, a desktop is big.
Okay, so I will put it as cart-based systems and laptop-based systems and handheld systems. If you can categorize them as three, right? See,
Okay.
cart-based systems have got, it's to do with the systems, right? If you have a larger hardware, you're able to load in software which needs the processing power. Not that the laptop is any bad or anything like that, right? But the laptop is meant to do what a laptop is. It's meant to be portable, and it is meant to do, since the laptops today, yes.
One more question. It just struck my mind. Windows 10 is being rolled away. Your
Okay,
software is mostly on Windows 10.
don't worry.
Now, now what will happen? Like I have your software,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
Windows 10 is going away. How will it
okay.
run then?
Whatever is your current platform on, it will work on that.
It doesn't work on iOS.
I'm not probably the right one to answer you on that right now. I will have to probably ask my technical support team to find out what is the challenge that you have currently, and I will have that fixed.
I don't have it currently, but
Uh,
Windows has just announced na, that they are just taking it away now.
Don't worry. We have not got a flag off on any such concerns that have hit us that what is going to happen. But you can be rest assured that if something like that is a message has come to you, I'm sure there is as an organization is working very far ahead. So there will always be workarounds to see if there are field modification instructions to be done, which we will take care. So these are of course these. I'm sure you have questions with respect to service. But these are differentiations which an organization like G offers, right? Your current situation. What happens when something like this happens to you? Are you geared to take care of me? And that's today I don't have the answer to you, but I can give you a guarantee that if you are in a situation like that, you can definitely believe that if there is one company which can fix it, it'll going to be GE. So that's the assurance that I can give you.
Young doctors starting out, what mistakes do clinicians make when they are choosing a machine? We are all layperson as far as the machine is concerned,
Mhm.
right? And
Yes.
you starting a new setup, and or you just want to start ultrasound. So then what are the mistakes we make that should be taken care of so that we get the correct product as per our need?
I wouldn't call it a mistake, ma'am. Clinicians take decisions based on the current, at that particular whatever situations they are in. I would put a little bit of blame on me and as G, because probably we were not there to guide the clinician in taking the right decision. Normally, the decision is taken because at that point, you see, today ultrasound decisions are very fast. They tend to take decisions very fast. They take a machine, they see a machine, they take a demonstration of the machine. Probably they see what they want to see and they say, okay, fine, go ahead. But what they need to consider is this is a partnership with an organization. This is in partnership with an ultrasound system. This is a partnership which is going to build their career. So they need to see what is it that this organization is going to do for them in 12 months, 24 months, 36 months. Do they have sufficient backup to make sure that my system doesn't go down at any point of time? Do they have enough system to make sure that there are today, for example, there are 100 software features, right? Do I have the ability, or do they have a team which can come and teach me what more I can do? If I have some clinical work that I need to do, is there a partnership that I can engage with them? Tomorrow the technology is changing. Do they have an upgrade path on the systems? You need to, 2 years later, you have some great software coming in. Is there someone who can come and tell me, okay, these are the great softwares which are there, can I upgrade my system? If I want to change the technology totally, do they have a ability to buy back my old machines and give you a new machine? There are multiple things. So do not take a decision in haste because you do not see GE. My request is that reach out and allow us to be the guide. We will be, I can't win everything, right? But we'll be a true partner in giving you all the pros and cons, and then choose the right system based on a partnership that you would like to have for a few years rather than an instant decision.
What about durability and after sales service? Is that a
Um,
consideration when you're buying a machine? And has
Huge,
that improved in the newer generations?
huge, because I think today systems are very robust, right? I would give this to every organization. Every organization R&D keeps trying to see how they can be more and more robust. But after sales is so much more important, right? I buy a system, like you said, right? Today, my every one of the systems that is bought from G can be connected online, which means that I have a team of remote engineers who can log into your system. Over 28% of the breakdown calls today are fixed remotely, which means that even before an engineer steps out of the office, someone can fix your machine. It means it gives you two things, right? One is I fix a machine. Second is engineer comes. Normally, what happens is you know that, right? Somebody, you call for a complaint, engineer comes, he diagnoses, he goes back to get his part, and then comes back. Today, I'm able to fix the part. One is if it is a software, I fix it remotely. Second is based on the error code, I'm able to know which part is faulty most of the times and send the engineer with the right part. Application. We have just launched 3 months back an ability to remote support with an application support. We have, what happens is that 30-40% of the applications is what you're actually using on your system. There is a lot of tools, lot of capabilities the system has. You don't have the time, but when you have the time, the application guy is not there. So today you say that, okay, fine, Saturday, 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock, I am free. Go ahead, there's a button on the screen, go schedule 3 to 4 p.m. My team of 60 application guys, they take a roster, just like how you have doctors taking roster. They will log in, they will work through on the system. We have launched this remote application capability as remote application as a service. RAS is what we call. And these are things which is going to make a big difference. And of course, like I said, durability is great, but what more can any organization do? I think that's what we should be working on, ma'am.
Okay. So now we come to the next section.
Okay.
Now we come to your favorite AI. It is a buzzword today. How much is actual innovation versus marketing? Because today, all the ultrasound machines, whether it is GA or other companies, they all have, we can do this with AI, we can do that with AI. How much can AI do? And how much human is needed to do it?
Okay, like you said, it's it's not my favorite topic, but unfortunately, a topic or fortunately, a topic which is going to be there, or it's become a necessity today. It is no more a marketing gimmick, ma'am. The India healthcare AI is about 1.65 billion, expected to be about 1.65 billion by end of the year, 2025. So it's definitely going to be that kind of a number in 2026. Significant amount of work, right, which is happening on this space. Now, it cannot rule out what the end user or the clinician has to do. It is just that what more can the AI help? Like you have today features like the Sonolist, for example. It helps you to you scan and you freeze. It's helping you to pick up the anomaly there. It picks up, it compares the anatomy and gives you the annotations, and then you double check it. We've gone one step further. So there is a Sonolist Live which we introduced. You just keep scanning. There's no need to freeze. There's no need to pick up everything. The anatomy mapping is done automatically. The annotations are done. Measurements are done automatically. All the ISWOG, the scheduled parameters are checked. We have gone one step higher. In fact, we have 28 different anatomies are studied. So AI today is there to stay. There is a lot of work being done. It
What is the error ratio?
uh, that is where probably the difference comes with respect to organizations. See, AI is not going to give any conclusive report to you. It is only going to let you know that probably, might, possibly, and throw up
See, this
some
is
things.
what I wanted you to say. This is what I actually wanted you to say. This is what our colleagues need to hear.
Yes.
That what the machine tells you is a suggestion. You have to
Yes.
confirm it.
Yes.
It cannot be that the machine gives you a diagnosis. It will
Absolutely.
never do that.
Absolutely. It is like, if you look up, AI, it'll tell you, it is like your fellow resident or a fellow sitting next to you and talking to you and telling you, giving you additional information about what more you can do. Maybe look at this plane, maybe look at that, maybe look at this. That's it. There is significant work happening in that space. 5 years from now, a lot of things can happen. But today, I think it's just a lot has to be done by the clinician.
Another thing is a question of data security.
Hmm.
Because see, India in the condition it is in right now, and with the software wars basically going on. What about the data security? Where do you store your data?
Ma'am, cloud is here to stay. There is not enough.
So is it means that cloud is still under somebody else's control, right?
Cloud is under somebody's control, and right, a great question from you because this is there on every hospital's mind, every clinician's mind, right? Now, every data, every organization makes sure that this data is encrypted, end-to-end encrypted, and this is stored in servers which are normally housed in India. So the data is yours. The data is not floating around anywhere, and the data is completely encrypted end to end. So very low possibility of very high data security, because today you do not have an ability to build hardware which can store data in your own place. It becomes too much, and there's a need to have this data. So cloud is here to stay, and hence the organizations will constantly work to see how the data is made secure. Hence, of course, the need to also rely on organizations which take extreme care to make sure that the data is secure.
Okay, what about predictive analytics and decision support or real time anomaly detection? Do you think real time anomaly detection will come in AI?
It is going to be a reality. All three things are going to come, but I think all of the three will take its own time, right? Real time analytics is probably going to be first, probably because my viewpoint, real time is going to be first, probably because that's the you already have ultrasound doing real time imaging. Decision, what is Analytics is going
Decision
to
support and predictive analytics.
Decision support is probably going to take the second one because there's a need to have a lot of data to back it up. And the first one that you said is going to take a long time, but that's going to be future, maybe very, very futuristic.
The future comes real fast before we realize it. The
Of
way
course.
that Doppler came with radar and then where it
Yes.
has reached today.
Yes.
If you see Dr. Kipra's first image of the NT scan and what we can see today, it's not that long ago.
Yes.
So
I put it about 5 years for the entire change to happen, anywhere from 1 to 5 years, because organizations are working on this. We have the largest R&D outside of the US is right here in Bangalore. So we have a large team working on all of these applications that you're talking of as well. So given that there is every organization spending their time and effort on this, there is going to be change, man, for sure. It is definitely going to make a change.
now I come, thank you for those honest answers. Now I come to the part that is a bit of a pain.
Okay. Painful for the doctor or painful for the organization?
Actually, both, because the organization doesn't want to decrease the profit margin. Doctor doesn't want to give that profit margin. So it's
Okay.
painful for both.
Okay. So now I
Right?
know what you're going to ask me.
So I'm going to ask you that, you have machines, to my knowledge, that start at 20 lakhs, and you also have a machine for 1.5 to 2 crores.
Correct.
So what makes for so much of difference in price?
Yeah, so what do I say? We have, in fact, we have machines today from 7.5, 8 lakhs onwards, going up to 2 crores. So we have, because we're trying to cater to every need of the market, right?
No, but
Uh,
even those 20, 25 lakh machines, they work
yes,
well.
of course.
They work well.
Of course.
So, what actually makes that machine so very different from that 2 CR machine?
I think the ability for the machine to do something which is very different. Also, a lot of times the cost of the machine comes from the R&D spend which goes for any organization, right? Right from the medications that you have today. The same philosophy goes. The ability for these large systems to have certain like for example, the entire beamformer has to be a different type of beamformer, which means the entire hardware has to change. So if I have to have this capability, which means for this capability I need to have this hardware, and for to have this hardware, what more do I need? So the entire ecosystem changes, and for that ecosystem, the amount of money which is spent by the organization to create is what causes that's the only input cost that we have. But I think, over time, and
Looking from my end, I'm at the
yes,
other end, right?
yes.
So, in the image, what difference do I see? If I'm doing it a 25 lakh machine and I'm doing a 2 CR machine, is there a eightfold difference in the image?
I'll have to show you a demonstration to show you the
I've seen them. I've seen them both.
eight.
I've seen
So,
them both.
like you said, I know when you said difficult question, you put me to a spot. If I tell you buy the 2 crore machine, you'll ask me, do I miss anything in the 25 lakh machine? If I say you'll see everything in the 25 lakh machine, then why buy the 2 crore machine? So,
See, a podcast is supposed to be a bit of fun as well.
no,
So
absolutely.
I'm free to ask, you're free to not answer.
No, I will answer, ma'am. It's an honest situation. That's the current situation that we have. See, today we have 36 models, like I said, right? We have different models with every bracket, and that's the uniqueness that we offer today. So I do not try to fit. If I have only one product, I'll try not to say that, okay, this is the only product that I have, so you have to buy it. We configure the system the way you want. We have today various options which make it affordable, for someone to buy the next level. If you say that I have, say, probably you have a certain requirement in your organization because you know that this is the money that I want to spend. But how is it that I make it possible for you to buy, stretch a little bit to buy the next one? I think that's where the difference comes
Now
in.
I come to the next question,
Okay.
which you're trying to answer. That is there a lease or upgrade option available instead of buying a new machine? And
Yes.
when you should not upgrade and really go for a new machine?
It depends on the one. To answer the first question, since I'll take it in two parts. Yes, we have a lease option. In fact, we have various options. If someone says, I do not want to buy a lease option, I want to buy, we are tied up with many funding institutions today. And I have spent, like I said, spent time in a lot of imaging modalities. And ultrasound is the most viable. And ultrasound is one modality where every finance institution is happy to fund. And the comfort comes to the institution from how comfortable are we to support them in case of, if there's a default, which is very, very rare. Today, leasing options is something which we introduced because there are a lot of doctors who want to buy the latest. There is a lot of developments happening, right? We do 400 workshops, 400 plus programs in India, which means that, in every clinical workshop, something new is being discussed. So you can imagine that, globally, I'm sure there must be 4,000 programs happening, which means there is constantly an updation of technology which is happening to the clinicians. So the clinicians need to have an equipment which can deliver that is also going up. So it is my requirement to make sure that, okay, if 2 years you use it, 3 years you use it, you should not be stuck with, say, okay, I'm stuck with this machine. I should have an option. So that's where the lease comes in. If you are one of those clinicians who says that I would like to be abreast with what's happening in the global world, give me an offer which says that I buy your system. 3 years later, I want to switch it and buy the next one. So be it. No, I give you a lease option which works like that. So 3 years, 4 years, 5 years lease. You want to buy it, you want to lease it. You don't want some, there could be corporates who do not want debt on their balance sheet. So they will say that, give me a lease option wherein I just pay it like a rent. I will give you so much amount of money technically every day, or a pay per use can we call it. I'll give you so much money every day or so much money every month. Work out a formula and give me. We can work out a formula and give you. So how do I make this 7 lakhs to 2 crore affordable based on what you want to use and see? And that's where that's the change that we're trying to offer, ma'am.
Okay. So my next question that I had ready was the training and tech support, which you have already explained. We've also talked about AI. There are handheld small instruments.
Yes, yes.
So can you speak a bit about those handheld versions? Where are they actually needed? Where are they useful?
Personally, I'm a huge fan of the Handheld, and so are many in my team now. It's about a decade old. The Handheld. We had this model called the V Scan. We call it the pocket stethoscope because technically that's all it fits. It's as big as your iPhone. Right? It goes into your pocket. Now this handle, so we relaunched this about a few years back as a wireless device. So it comes in two configuration: the convex and the linear, and the sector and the linear. Just imagine this is a power ultrasound in your fingertips, or ultrasound in your pocket. And the many a times, you look at applications anywhere in your ambulance, in your ER, in your CCU, ICU, labor. People are using it, and the cosmetologists are using it. You can find applications
Does it have
anywhere.
an image? Does it have an image?
It talks to any of your devices, Android, it talks to your iPhone. There are, freely downloadable softwares which goes inside. And the minute you take it, just imagine that, if there's a doctor going on for a rounds in the ICU, and, he sees something which he wants to see. Imagine if he has to today write for ultrasound, this IP patient goes to the OP department, or if they wheel in the machine, switch it on, it's gone. That sense of, ability for you to see. OPDs, right? Today we are, this, any patient walks in, there
What is the
are,
cost of a handheld instrument?
it's about 9 lakhs today, ma'am.
And what does it show? What does it
It,
show?
it shows, meaning it doesn't replace your fixed ultrasound, right? It's a typical device which is there for your emergency application. So it is so it's like a convex probe in one and a linear probe in one. So wherever your abdomen, any applications from your head to toe, wherever you want, whatever you want, you can see. So it's a great device. It does not replace. It does not replace your ultrasound system. It is a hand, it goes hand in hand. In fact, we have now added this with our higher end systems as a wireless probe as well. So, if you want a wireless probe, you want a extreme examination where you don't have to pull the cable or pull the machine, you can go, it talks to your system as well. So, powerful system. Ideally, every doctor, every clinician should have one in the pocket, if PNDT allows.
Okay. So, in all these product developments, do you have clinicians collaborating?
Of course, I think without the clinicians, nothing will happen. I mentioned this earlier as well, right? Clinicians keep us on our toes, and this is a constant need. There's always clinical collaborations which happen. We have collaborations happening in India, we have collaborations happening across the world. Every clinician gives us the input. So we have what we call as sessions where we interact with the doctors, and the doctors tell us what more they would like to see, and we take these inputs, which forms the inputs to our engineering and R&D team for product development in 2026, 2027. For example, the entire 2025, we would have given inputs to what we would like to see on a product. This is the India market. I would like to see this, few features. So similarly, this data points are, picked up, and this data point is sent across, and then, it comes off as a product.
So, are there any India specific innovations? See, I'm here from Foxy, right? So,
Yes.
are there any pilot projects where Foxians can join in? Not your specialized people, but general Foxians who can join your pilot projects and contribute. Is there any such thing running?
So, as far as the Foxians are concerned, there could be one or two, which I will have to come back to you and Dr. Sunita ma'am on that. We have tied up with the Gates Foundation to work on certain areas, which she mentioned before as well. So we will come back to you on some of these areas which where we could work together. But some of the projects which are very unique to us, I said that for us the challenge today is visibility. Uh, we are not able to reach to everywhere, and so is clinicians not able to reach out to us. So we put together what we call as a health yatra, which is like an experiential van. So in the van we put all the ultrasound models, not the working ones, the dummy models, and we
Like they
send
do
it.
for ultrasound, like
Yes,
they do
see.
for laparoscope.
Okay, I didn't know that. So this is a thought idea which came from a few of us, and then this van goes around. So over 6,000 clinicians have been touched. We did it in about 9 states, 200 districts, and this goes around, docks in with a hospital. We invite the people in that area. We give talks about the ultrasound system. A lot of development work there. So this is one project which we are doing and we are doing in the neighboring countries as well. But specific to Foxy, we will work on that as a separate topic, ma'am.
So I think I've taken a lot of your time. We now come to the rapid fire.
I see.
Ready?
I'm always ready, ma'am.
So, which is your favorite ultrasound model and why? Doesn't have to be from GE. Which is your favorite ultrasound model?
I told you my colleagues are watching, so I have to be G.
Okay.
It's like asking me which of my child I like, right? And unfortunately, here I have 36 different children. And but if you ask me, I think I'll give my vote to the Expert series, the Expert 22, because when exceptional image quality comes with greatly factored in AI. I think that system makes it very unique. And when clinicians actually say that, finally I get a system where I get to see what I want to see, and I don't need to fight with the knobs, or I don't need to fight with the machine, and I just need to focus on the patient. That gives us a lot of confidence. But since you said one, I'd like to pick up one more, which is the handheld, because the handheld is a true lifesaver. It can make a clinical difference in every single setting. And it's a challenge for us, or me personally, and for the organization, because there are challenges to make sure that, it's there in every doctor's pocket. So that makes it my second favorite. So you said one, but I'll pick two.
Okay. You know, doctors buy gadgets. We all have big phones, an Android or an iPhone. There are so many features, and most of us don't really use all the features. In your machines, also those that you're selling, there would be a lot of features which are there. So, which feature would you like doctors to use more often? Which is there but is not being used?
I would say that that's exactly the reason why we introduced RAS, remote as a remote application as a service, because we found that many of the tools are not getting optimally used. But I think the most underrated one is AI, because today there are with AI there is significant time reduction. If you say that, okay, it saves 2-3 minutes only per scan, but you multiply it by the 40 to 60 scans you might do in a day, to the number of days in a year, that's a significant amount of time that you save. So, like, ultrasound with the AI is ultra saved time. And so that much life. So we keep saying that, that's quality of life for you to spend time back with your family, or of course, do maybe a few more scans.
Okay. So now, what is the biggest myth about ultrasound machines?
The bigger is better. So I think, it doesn't mean that, large hardware makes better systems. I think there is a lot of weightage that we need to give to software. It's like the lens in a camera, right? Lens alone doesn't give you great image quality. It's what goes behind in the hardware to do the software, the processing,
It's
which
the
is the
eye behind the lens.
I meant the camera lens.
Yeah, but
Of
even
course,
the same camera, different people operating
I suppose.
different images.
Yeah, so how do I give consistent image? I think that's the software and that's the ability of the system to do the processing. I think a lot of credit has to be given to the software, the AI tools, and the ability for the system to be, producing this image constantly, repeatedly, and making sure that there's no loss in image quality.
Okay. A young gynecologist buying the first ultrasound machine, what would be
Yes.
your advice to that person? Not just as a seller.
Yeah, I'm thinking. So I'm thinking because I will give you an advice which somebody gave me. So someone told me that, never buy a house or a car which you can afford today. Buy something which you can afford, probably think you can afford after 2 years. Because you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust and buy a system which gives you confidence. When you take a probe, you should know that, okay, I'm going to do the right thing. So if it's a first time user, believe that this is going to be your partner. Believe that the organization has to be a partner which works with you. So the stronger you get, and struggle for the first year, but second year you will not regret the decision of the first year, because the minute you take something from a price or because it is cheap, you're going to regret it, because I believe you, so believe in yourself. So don't be in a situation where you regret that, I wish I had bought the better one, today I can afford it. So buy one which you think you can afford after, say, 24 months.
Okay. So the next machine coming up this year, 2025.
Now we are a financial company ending 31st December. Nothing coming in the next 20 days, but there is significant new coming up next year. So every year there is innovations happening. So there will be new breakthrough technology releases which will happen. So there are products being introduced in the across the portfolio, ma'am, across all the portfolios.
Okay. So one last thing,
Yes.
this tech is so fast evolving, as you said, every day it's evolving. So how do you avoid burnout?
Me personally.
Yeah.
People like you, people like the clinicians who who keep throwing challenges at us,
Mm.
who keep telling us, you
You
guys are
never
doing.
feel enough. I don't want it more.
No, I think, like I said, I know the day I think that, I regret looking forward to a Monday. I think I just said that I like to hang my boots. But I think, clinicians keep us on our toes. I think you keep pushing us on the challenges, keep pushing challenges to us, and I think as technology, I think we are able to create the opportunities to solve those challenges. So I think, the combination of both keeps me super energized.
Okay. Thank you so much. So we have spoken for 40 minutes. No,
Okay.
about
Uh,
50. So
Okay.
I'm just asking you one take home that you want everyone who's listening to take away from this podcast. One
Buy
single
some,
takeaway.
buying one single. So, see, the purpose. G's purpose. G's purpose is, to create a world where healthcare has no limits. Um, One takeaway for you: buy something or invest in something which gives you clinical confidence. And for clinical confidence, go with image quality. Image quality is directly proportional to clinical confidence. That's one takeaway that I'll leave with you. And
Wait. Means I said I it would be last, but I have another question.
Please feel free, ma'am.
The thing is, there are so many adjustments on the machine. You can
Yes.
put in so much color, you can take out so much color, you can create harmonious images, you can remove that harmony. So, how do you know that what you are seeing is the correct thing? Because there are so many adjustments.
Hmm.
An image may look absolutely beautiful and contain no information.
Okay.
So, how do I know that what I'm looking is the correct thing?
You have to trust the organization to make sure that nothing is fabricated there. And as thing as a clinician, you know what you're seeing, and it's always this, right? One
That's
man's
exactly what I'm telling you. We don't. Because the knobs make a great deal of difference. You put
okay,
harmonious, you remove that, and what
okay,
you see is so different.
okay.
So,
How
how do
do?
we know that the image, you spoke that the crux of the matter is image, right?
Yes,
Image
yes,
quality.
yes.
So, we can make a beautiful image, which may be all incorrect. So, how do we know that the image that has been created is the correct image?
There is no falsifying of the image. What you see, so
You don't, I'm not saying it's falsified. Please,
uh,
you are not actually getting my question because
I'm
you
not getting a
have
question.
not been where I am. That there is a knob. And
I know
you
what you
put on
mean.
the harmonics, you remove the harmonics. Then change the color gain. Now, if there is a cancer, you put Doppler and you have to see if there is a lot of blood flow, more likelihood of being cancer. Less blood flow, less chance of being cancer. Right? But that gain knob can change everything.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is exactly what I'm saying, that how do we know that what we are seeing is correct?
But I think that's where the clinical expertise that you have comes into play. You know what you have to do, which knobs to play around with. Um, Training is very very important here.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so train with us. We have set up today a lot of schools for Voluson. So we have Voluson schools. We are in the process of setting up Vivid schools, Venue schools, Logic schools. I think there is a constant need. Like I mentioned, right? There are 400 plus events that we have done this year. So I'm sure there's going to be 400 more. So training is a constant need and constant requirement. So we are willing to partner with Foxy and with every organization which can work. We are currently working with many IRA. We work with IRA. We work with MSK societies. We're doing a lot of work in that space. But of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of training which needs to be done from both our ends, both sides.
So I think, I would like to end with that you need to train well, you
Yes.
need to know your subject, and you also need to know your machine.
Yes.
Unless you know your machine correctly, you
Absolutely.
will never be confident of what you
Absolutely.
are seeing is correct or it is not correct.
So true, so true. That part of it, yes, we will extend all that is possible to make sure that we do the part of training you on the machine. But yes, I think the clinical training from both sides has to be spot on.
So thank you, Mr. Anoop. Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
for opening
Thank you
up the
very much.
ultrasound machine universe to our listeners. Thank
No,
you so much.
thank you so much for the opportunity. Love the chat, love the podcast, and I hope the viewers also enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for the opportunity you
Thank
gave
you so
us.
much.
Thank you very
Namaskar.
much, man. Namaskar. Take care. Thank you.